You know, we don't always see God in everything that we do, but He's actually in everything. He's always looking out for us. He's always looking ahead for us. He sees the unknown, things that is unknown to us. He already is aware of it. And sometimes if you allow God, actually, I'm not going to say sometimes, if you allow God to direct your life, He will divert you away from danger, the things ahead that you cannot see. So I am going to share a little story about something that God actually diverted me away from. And it is actually today. My husband and I, we were sitting down and we were talking about this. We were reminded of this. Something that happened 18, almost 19 years ago. And it is today, as we were on our way to Wednesday night Bible study, I recall this testimony and I want to share it with you. So it is about how God will divert you away from danger because you yourself don't see the danger ahead, but He does, and He will divert you away from it. He's always looking out for your well-being. So, 18 years ago, I was pregnant with my son. This was my second pregnancy. The first one I lost at almost 6 months into my pregnancy, almost 6 months. And that was very devastating for me. So I prayed to God and I say, Lord, please, I want to have a child for my husband. And God opened up my womb and blessed me with a second pregnancy, which is now my son. Today he is 18 years old. But while I was pregnant, I remember at around 32 weeks into my pregnancy, I went in for my regular checkup. While I went to the doctor, you know how they normally check to see if there's enough fluid around the baby. And then they were checking for other things, of course. But they were checking to see if there were, I'm going to say while they were doing their checkup, they noticed that there was not enough fluid around the baby. So they advised me that I need to drop everything that I am doing right now and head straight to the hospital. I was scared. I called my husband crying and I said, honey, I have to leave work right now and I just have to go straight to the hospital. There was a lot going on at that time. My mom was actually coming from Jamaica and I was supposed to go to the airport and pick her up. But I wasn't able to do that anymore because I had to go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital and I was there. And while I was there, of course, you know, they hooked me up to all the machines. And yes, everybody came in and they checked me. And everybody came up to the same conclusion that there's not enough fluid around the baby. More than one doctors. They came, they checked, they found not enough. At one point they were saying there was none. There was no fluid around the baby. I said, okay, is that dangerous? And they said, you know what? We will monitor you. So they had me hook up to all these machines and I could hear the baby's heartbeat just pounding away, sounding beautiful. By then, my husband, I was in the hospital alone, because my husband had to go and get my mom from the airport. And when she came actually to the hospital to see me. While I was in the hospital, the baby's heart rate started to drop. If you've been pregnant before and you know the sound of a baby's heartbeat pounding so loudly over the instrument in the hospital room, budoop, 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 it is so loud. And it is actually very comforting to hear that heartbeat, because that way you know baby's alive and baby's fine. But then all of a sudden the heart rate started to drop. We started to hear budoop, 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 budoop. Immediately, the doctors rushed into my room and they said, "You have to go in to emergency surgery immediately. C-section it is." I had no choice. I did not want to do a C-section. I wanted to do the normal, natural delivery. But under the circumstances, I had no choice. So they prepped me, wheeled me into the emergency room immediately, cut me open, take out the baby at 33 weeks. He was born right around when I was about 33 weeks. When this whole situation started, I was almost there. By the time I was admitted to the hospital, to the time when I had given birth, it was 33 weeks. Guys, when they opened me up and took him out, a lot of fluid came gushing out. And everybody was saying, where did all this fluid came from? On the ultrasound, they couldn't find any amniotic fluid around the baby. Several doctors actually came and concluded to the same thing, that they cannot find fluid around the baby. First it was little fluid, then it was no fluid. But during the operation, there was a lot of fluid that just came out. All right, baby's born and I'm happy. I give God thanks for my first child. But 18 years later, today, I started to think about it. And I said, you know what? That baby's heart rate was going to drop anyhow. If I did not go to my weekly checkup or my monthly checkup, and did not find any or little amniotic fluid around the baby. If I had gone to that checkup and everything was fine, that means they were going to send me home, because there's really nothing to worry about. While I am home, the baby's heart rate would have dropped. Who knew what would have happened? You know, I probably would have discovered that my baby has passed on at my next doctor's appointment. So if they did not find an issue with me at my 32 weeks appointment, that meant I was at a great chance of losing my baby without me not knowing that something was wrong. So I believe that was God's way of deviating me away from a disaster by causing the doctors not to find any fluid or little fluid around the baby. Fluid was there. because during my C-section, all that fluid came gushing out. They were all amazed. They were like, where did all this fluid came from? But because God is looking out for me, and I prayed to God. I said, God, please, I ask you, please, to give me a child for my husband. He knows I wouldn't be able to tolerate another loss. So he puts me in the position where when this will happen, when the heart rate starts to drop, I will have all the aid and the help that I will need to be able to save my baby's life. That story is to tell you, remind myself, remind you, my viewer, that when we are walking for God, He's looking out ahead for us. We only see but so far, but God sees ahead, and He will deviate us away from trouble. He will divert us away from disaster. That is my story I wanted to share. Hopefully, that is of encouragement to someone today. Please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.